Hi, this is Dr. Tom Lankren. I'd like to share with you the thought today is why do you really want what you want? And, it's an interesting question, at least for me. But I think we all have something deep down inside, like with every fiber in our body that we really want. Sometimes it's a secret. Sometimes it's a secret to ourselves as to really going for what we really want. But I think deep inside, it's like we have a dream, we have a vision, we know that we have potential for what we really want to have in our lives. And I think that there are ways of still being able to get that. Now, it's interesting because I think that certain people or people in general, I think there are basically a couple of reasons why they're doing what they're doing. And that's what's interesting is, you look around the world right now, a lot of different things going on that make me wonder why people are doing what they're doing. And so doing one thing is something, but why we do it is also another thing. And for example, let's just say, okay, you might want the house, the car, the vacations, or whatever, but why? And maybe you might come down to, well, you want freedom. But I think what it really comes down to is what does that freedom feel like to you? How are you going to feel when you have the freedom? And I think that that's really a lot of what the reasons why people are doing what they're doing or going for their dreams or not going for their dreams. And it all comes down to these emotions and the feelings that we want to have. Now, it's also interesting. Now, I'm not going to go off on some social conundrum about why what's going on in the world and so forth, but my intention here is to help you to connect to your passion and your mission and your message that you want to get out to the world. And I feel that if I can help people to do that, to connect to what's really important to their passions, that I can help make this world a better place. So that's my intention that I'm working with here. And I think that a lot of it comes down to basically two things. And Tony Robbins talks about this, but it's seeking pleasure and avoiding pain. Now, seeking pleasure, is probably not as motivating. Because if you're in a comfortable place and you're enjoying it, hey, you don't have too much reason why you want to change that situation. However, either you've experienced that or you want to be experiencing that emotion of what that pleasure is, and that can be your motivation, all right, so that you know there. Now, in the same sense, pain, you don't have to leave your hand on the stove for very long to know that you don't want to be keeping it there. So it really comes down to a sense of urgency, avoiding the pain or seeking the pleasure. Yet a lot of people will still stay in certain situations that are still painful, but yet probably underneath they have a bigger pain that you're either afraid of or don't want to address. So, like it's said that everything that you really want is just outside your comfort zone. So you have to stretch a little bit and you have to overcome some of that pain or reframe it or redirect how you're focusing on that situation. So it comes down to, what is your pleasure that you're seeking? What is the pain that you really want to avoid? And why do you want what you want? And a lot of the times, again, if we think back to that pain situation, a lot of the time it's when the pain gets to be so great and the leverage is so great that will finally motivate us to make a change, to make a shift, to start doing something different. And so as you start looking at and you start becoming clear of those things and start getting the vision of what you really want. Now, when you get that vision, again, to feel it, to really experience it, you need to use all your senses. And you need to, you have to see it, you have to hear what it's going to be, you have to taste it, you can really feel it, you can smell it. Use all your senses, even your heart. Your heartfelt experience as to what that is going to be like. And once you start getting clear, then you can start creating the situation that you want to be. But I think it comes down to the feelings that you want and seeking the pleasure and avoiding the pain. Because life is too short to be living somebody else's dream. And so that's the name of the game here. I hope I'm getting some kind of message, maybe light a little spark or a little flame or so to get you moving to start thinking of it. And if you're wondering, well, gee, where do I go? I want to do this, and I'm not too sure. Do I have the tools? Do I have people around who are going to support me? Because a lot of times there'll be the naysayers out there, when you start going for your dreams. But as I've mentioned before, I want to invite you to take a look at the Empower Network. The Empower Network has an amazing vehicle and infrastructure to help people create the lives that they want and build the dreams that they want and do things that they never thought about doing. Myself as an example. I mean, I really, computers were not my strong point. Not that they are an incredible strong point, but I've been learning a lot and I've been motivated to learn this. And so the Empowered Network does have this great system to be able to teach you what you need to use the internet and be able to market and be able to learn how to get your message out there. So take a look at the Empower Network. Click on the link below here. It's a fascinating, it's a great community. People are very supportive for being who you are. You don't have to follow my path or anybody else's path, but it's about helping you to find your own path and blaze your own path and really go for it. So click on the link, and it's also www.timeandmoneyfreedomnow.com. But click on the link and check out the Empower Network. You know, it only costs 25 bucks, and really, it's exciting when you start looking at it, you start getting clearer about it, you start reading and listening, and you really realize that you can have your dream come true. So this is Dr. Tom Lankering. Hopefully it gives you some ideas, some food for thought. Really appreciate you watching this. Thanks, and make it a great day.